Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area from not so sunny Orlando. It's overcast and still 70, but just got done with Pro Bowl practice for the day and got to speak with Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, a little bit of George Kittle, and some Kyle Juszczyk. Didn't really get to speak to him much, but we did say hello. But I'm going to focus on the defense today. Going to focus on what Fred Warner and Nick Bosa said about Robert Saleh returning as defensive coordinator. They both are incredibly excited about Salah coming back. And Nick Bosa kind of interestingly said, I appreciate him more now than he did when he first came to the 49ers. And I think that's part of the coaching style that Nick Bosa was used to, kind of more calm, more father figure-ish, but Robert Saleh, Chris Kasarik, kind of jumping up and down, yelling and screaming and enthusiasm. So I don't know if Nick Bosa actually appreciated it at the time. Maybe he thought they were, it was a little crazy, but hey, it was his first NFL team. He was getting paid big bucks. He was a first round pick. So he kind of dealt with it. And now that he's been without Robert Saleh, DeMeco Ryans for 2 years, I think he realizes how much that energy kind of bleeds throughout the entire defense and how it affects them. And really kind of it's twofold. The energy comes out and the energy goes in because the guys on the team, when they make big plays, they're giving energy to the team and to Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh gives it back to them by his enthusiasm and appreciation on the sidelines. So Nick Bosa said, "Hey, it's huge. It's something I missed that maybe I didn't realize I missed." And he said, it didn't realize how good it was back when it was Robert Saleh. He said it was great to see him. They FaceTimed, and he said he was as excited on the FaceTime with Nick Bosa as he is on the sidelines. So there's no doubt that Robert Saleh has not lost a step. He is going to be as enthusiastic as ever. And he said he spoke to Kyle Shanahan and before he left Santa Clara, and Kyle Shanahan was saying, "Yeah, man, I'm going to try and bring him back." And obviously, Robert Saleh interviewed for head coaching positions, but if Robert Saleh was going to take a defensive coordinator position, it was only going to be with the 49ers. So that is what happened. Nick Bosa is super excited. He said it helps everybody. And as far as Dre Greenlaw goes, yes, he's been campaigning a little bit, not in his job, obviously not his job, but he said Saleh is adamant that Dre Greenlaw stays in the building. So Bosa is not necessarily campaigning per se, but he knows that Robert Saleh is to keep Dre Greenlaw in the building. So I think that's a huge point. I mean, Robert Saleh is coming back. He's going to say, "Hey, we need to keep Dre Greenlaw in the building." You see what happens when he's on the field for a half and 4 plays. So, he's going to get better. He's going to heal up. And, you saw it for that half that he was in, and he has not skipped a beat. So the key is just to keep him healthy when he's on the field. And hopefully they're able to do that. All right. So the interview with Nick Bosa is on YouTube. So check that out also. I also spoke to Fred Warner, who, it really shaped Fred Warner, Robert Saleh. That was who the defensive coordinator was when Fred Warner first joined the 49ers when he was drafted. And Robert Saleh was the one who identified Fred Warner and said, "Hey, this guy deserves the green dot. He's going to be in charge of everything." And he really kind of came into his own under Robert Saleh. And Fred Warner, it's been a little bit of a journey. He started out really strong, had his struggles because they put a ton on his plate. Nothing to knock Fred Warner at all, but it's a lot to come to the NFL for one, and then for the defense and the team to put all the responsibilities on your plate. It wasn't easy. I remember there were times when we were asking, "Hey, are they going to take more responsibilities off your plate so you can play faster?" And that was the goal at one point for the 49ers defense. And then it was, okay, now we've got that under wraps. Now we're going to add a little bit more. Then we're going to add a little bit more. So, that kind of shaped Fred Warner into who he is today. And so Fred Warner was super excited. He said, yes, right when Robert Saleh knew he was going to be back in the Bay Area, he FaceTimed Fred Warner, was super excited about joining, and he said, Fred Warner said, his energy is contagious. It bleeds throughout the entire team, not just on the defense, but on the offense as well. Because when the defense is playing well, it rolls over on the offense. The offense has more time on the field to make big plays, move the ball down the field. So, I mean, I think it's a really good move for the 49ers to get Robert Saleh back in the building. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There's been a little bit of challenge when Robert Saleh was going through his first 2 years and the 49ers were not playing good football and they were having losing seasons. Robert Saleh was the first one that everybody kind of pointed their finger at to get him out of the building. But he stuck through it. 2019, they made it to the Super Bowl and they kind of never looked back since then. So, I think it's going to make a huge difference. It's a familiar face. That's what Nick Bosa said. It's a guy who they're not going to have to adjust to. They're going to be able to hit the ground running. And I do think that not making the playoffs is going to give the 49ers the ability to turn the page quickly. They're going to heal up. They're going to heal up physically and they're going to heal up mentally because I think the last 3 years of these gut wrenching losses has been just, it's been hard on their hearts. It's been hard on their heads. And it's good for them to get a break mentally and physically to look forward to 2025 with a positive attitude. I spoke on the 49ers Talk podcast with Matt that, the locker cleanout day, the past 3 seasons before this one were just somber. It was like a funeral and like, missed opportunities and heartbreak and sadness and anger. I mean, Brandon Ayuk was in tears for his last interview with the media in 2023. So, I mean, that attitude permeated throughout the locker room. But this year, ending the season, I think they were just happy to get it over with. And it was kind of happy and jovial. And, it wasn't their year and they had kind of accepted it. And now they can move forward with Robert Saleh in the building with a positive attitude with everything in front of them. I think there's, like Fred Warner said, the chance to do something really special. And I think that's what they can do. So, Fred Warner wants to get back to being their dominant ways. Fred Warner's video, I interviewed him. That's on my YouTube channel as well. So definitely check that out. But this is a good sign that the 49ers have already turned the page. They're going to start fresh. They're going to start anew. And without these extra games, I think they're going to heal up. And I think with Robert Saleh, it's like going to be this remembrance of what they can do on the field. And there's not going to be a lot of change. It's going to be what they know. And I think they do need to beef up the defensive line a little bit and keep Dre Greenlaw in the building. Outside of that, it's Ronaldo Green has played some good football. He kind of had some not great football towards the end of the season, but he's a rookie. I think all of rookies hit the rookie wall at some point. And, the only one who didn't is Ricky Pearsall, who obviously missed the first part of the season and we'll get back to it. He was the one who wanted to keep playing once the season was over. So there's a lot of potential for this team. And I think you kind of saw it and felt it today at the Pro Bowl. And we'll get some more interviews tomorrow. So stick with me. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. And I'll try to get George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk on Sunday when the Pro Bowl games actually happen, when it's the flag football day, and more stuff on the field. So, all right, more from me coming up and signing off for Saturday in Orlando. Hope you guys are well.